Bear with me for a second, because I'm gonna need to do it this way. Well, guys, it is Saturday. You guys know why I'm live. You guys know why I go live every Saturday. I wish I had brought with my little phone stand with me, because I don't usually. Because then I could have done it. And I could have had the phone sitting on that thing, this same way, vertical like this, so that the way I wouldn't have to pull my laptop back somewhat in order to be able to. And yes, I know I'm live at least 30 minutes before my normal time, but I wanted to do a slightly earlier live stream because tonight is Survivor Series. I'm watching it live on Peacock, and I wanted to go live a little bit earlier. I was thinking maybe 2:30 if I could get my phone to at least 100% by then, because by the time I got here, my phone was at like 75%, and thought if I can get my phone to at least 90 to anywhere from 90 to 100% by at least 2:30, maybe I'll go live. By 2:30, it was at like 80%, and I was like, oops, I'm gonna need to let it charge an extra 30 minutes or so. So I changed the time on my live stream from 2:30 to 3. So now I'm live, and my phone right now is currently at 94%, so I should be good to go for at least an hour. I don't want the live stream to go past an hour, 10 minutes tops. But enough about that. Let's get into the show. Obviously, the show that starts off every week, it's Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw, it started, the opening segment on Monday Night Raw match/segment was Gunther. He will defend his World Heavyweight Championship at Survivor Series against the former champion that he took the belt from, Damian Priest. I knew at some point they might do a sequel between the two of them. Didn't know where. This obviously is where we're gonna have it when the match, where the match takes place on the card, probably the co-main event, simply because it is the World Championship and it deserves the main event spot. But since the Bloodline is in War Games, they will be in the main event spot, obviously. And as always, you guys know what I like. You guys know what I like. The Powerade Zero Fruit Punch. Usually I'm drinking the blue mixed berry flavored, but that's only one of 3 Powerade flavors. I like the fruit punch as well, and I like the orange. That's it. But dang, my tongue is going to be so blue, it's going to be red after this, after drinking all this. I can only imagine. I'm already making that deduction that my tongue is going to be so red after this, after drinking all this Powerade. But yes, Gunther as of late has shown a vulnerability recently, which I guess is all because of his loss. Cody Rhodes, a crown jewel. Remember Gunther had so much momentum going into that match just by him just saying that he was going to win. It was going to be a dominant win, and that Cody didn't have a snowball's chance of beating him. He literally made it clear that he was going to win that crown jewel, and there was nothing that was going to stop him. Well, except Cody Rhodes, which ended up happening. Cody Rhodes won, and now it just seems like Gunther seems to have lost his edge, no pun intended, his killer instinct that made him so invincible. Now he just doesn't seem like the same Gunther that held the Intercontinental title for over a year, almost 2 years. But it is what it is. And as much as we would all love to see Damian Priest win the title back, obviously all of this uncertainty, all of this weakness will just magically go away at Survivor Series, and Gunther will find that killer instinct needed to beat Damian Priest. and will walk out as champion. So obviously this was to hype their match. As far as who I think is going to win this match at Survivor Series tonight, it's Gunther. He's obviously not losing that title yet. I like that they just. I do like, though, that they did decide to go in a slightly different character. Oh, Hacker of Tomorrow. Nice to see you here, and nice to see you leave as well. Ouch. I haven't seen you in a while, and I'm surprised you haven't shown up more often. But then again, that just gives me more of a reason to time you out and then block you again. Hey, Nate, I just blocked the first troll for you. That way you don't have to. But hey, if any of you guys are just now coming into the live stream, you're not late, and you're not really late. I just started my live stream no more than 6 minutes ago, so it's not like you have to worry. But yeah, no more trolls. Hopefully no more trolls, because if there are any more trolls, you will get at them. I know you're good at that. Danny's the guy who checks. Danny Staten is the guy who checks the channel to see if it's a fake or real channel, especially if it's a channel that I know I haven't seen before on this live stream, on this live stream before. So, and then if he determines that it's fake, you're the guy that times him out. Except for the obvious trolls that we know pop into this channel from time to time, but hopefully there aren't any more. But you never know. Obviously, also, like I said, Gunther, he's going to win. He's going to beat Damian Priest tonight. Yeah. Thank you, Carlito, for coming. And thank you for leaving. Carlito, thank you. Thank you for the views, because no matter how many... Wow, 5 people. 5 people. I wonder how many people are actually here. Oh, yes, he must be. He must be, because he always is coming in here with all these bots. And look, I know it's him. I know it's him, okay? I'm sure he can deny it. I'm sure he'll deny it as many times as he wants. But I know it's him, mainly because of the words that the trolls use are very similar to words that I've seen Mox use, and the way he says them. The trolls say these words are the way that I've seen Mox say things before. As much as I don't like to talk about him anymore, it's like I know the trolls are him, and he's only helping me. He's only helping me. He thinks he's something to try and bring my channel down or whatever, but he's only helping me because trolls are still views, and I need the views as much as possible. So thank you, Moxley, for the views. You are welcome. Can we get this live stream up to 10 likes? 10 likes, please, before the live stream ends, please. Backstage after this, we got backstage. We were backstage with the participants in the Women's War Games match, or at least what's left of the participants in the Women's War Games match. Last week on Friday Night SmackDown, during the triple threat match between Bianca Belair, Blair Davenport, and Chelsea Green in the Women's US title tournament match, first round match, they ran a segment with Jade Cargill apparently attacked. Oh, Nate, he's probably thinking to himself, oh, it's nothing. It's not real. It's all bloodlines the same. It's all the bloodlines is just one big happy family, and then eventually Roman will acknowledge Solo Sikoa, and then the bloodline will just reign supreme as which is reign supreme over WWE forever and ever and ever and ever. Yeah, yeah. One thing in life right now that I am most certain about. Roman Reigns will never acknowledge Solo Sikoa. No matter how much certain people would love to see it happen, simply because they don't want this, simply because they love the bloodline, but they also want the bloodline to reign over WWE forever and ever and ever, with Roman Reigns basically running things again like he used to. That's not happening. Yeah. But back to the show. We got the Women's War Games participants backstage for the baby faces. As I said, Jade Cargill was attacked last week on SmackDown. And so now there's this ongoing question that's on everybody's mind, and that is, yeah, I know, and that is, who attacked Jade Cargill? Who attacked Jade Cargill? And there's at least two possible suspects, that being Bayley and Bianca, because some are already thinking that this was nothing more than a storyline, than part of a bigger storyline that will eventually see Jade and Bianca splitting and having a one-on-one feud, with potentially Bianca turning heel. I would love that to be the case. I would actually love that to be the case, because that would make sense to me, because that actually would kind of make sense to me. But I don't know. That's just how I see it happening. But then also there are people that are saying that Jade's injured. And then other people are saying that anybody that says Jade isn't injured is stupid and they don't know what they're talking about. Hey, Austin. Well, okay. My idea the whole Jade situation is that it was just part of a storyline, and that Bianca took out Jade probably because she's tired of carrying the load in their tag team matches. I'm doing great, Austin. Thanks. I'm excited for War Games tonight, for Survivor Series War Games tonight. After this segment, obviously Bianca Belair was hyped up for her match this tonight on Raw against Nia Jax in the main event, to determine who gets the advantage for their team in the War Games match. Rhea Ripley made it pretty clear that it doesn't matter who's on their team as long as they save Liv Morgan for her. So, hey. After this, we did get a video package where we saw several, I guess, wrestling YouTubers who were streaming SmackDown last week, from YouTube. We saw some reactions from some different wrestling YouTubers on the CM Punk returning to aid Roman Reigns. It was definitely a shocking moment, to say the least. Apparently, Rikishi thought that Brock Lesnar would be the guy to help out Roman Reigns, and I'm like, dude, you do realize that Brock Lesnar is iced out of WWE right now. Like, he can't show up at all. There's no way Brock Lesnar is appearing in WWE at this moment, at least as long as the Janelle Grant lawsuit is still ongoing. Well, look, I will say this right now. Yes, I subscribe to him. Yes, I mean, look, I mean, yes, he may be critical of AEW's booking, but that's only because its booking has been pretty bland as of late. Some good shows here and there, but it's not like it's consistently good like it was between the years 2019 to 2022 when it was basically at its peak. I just hope that AEW does not become what WCW was. Because I think AEW has the potential to last like WWE as long as WWE, but right now it's just not getting. Just that right now AEW is just not good. But I'll get to AEW when I get to it. Then after this, we got our first match of the night. It was Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee of the LWO versus American Maids, Julius and Brutus Creed. This match was about 10 minutes, and American Made actually got the win, which was important because I have been very critical of American Made's losing streak since they became a team. Great. Get out of here, you. Get out of here, you. Nate, if you could actually, if you want to, you can take a screenshot of that and send it straight to Matt. Because I know who that is. I know who that is. And yeah, you know. Yeah, this kind of thing has to stop. This kind of thing has to stop. These troll accounts have to stop. And it's not going to stop until the guy who's responsible for making all these accounts is banned from YouTube, and that hasn't been done yet. So, yeah. I'm sorry. But this needs to stop. Like, I'm done trying to just... Every time they come in here now, I'm just going to be like, no, gone. Gone. You're not staying here any more than you've outstayed your welcome already, and you've only been here for 2 seconds. Yeah, that's 2 seconds longer than you deserved to be in this group, in this live stream. This match in about 10 minutes. The way this match ended, who did I vote for? Are you talking about the election? Because I didn't vote. And in fact, I just don't care. I just didn't care enough. So even if I could have, I chose not to. Well, I didn't vote, so wouldn't have mattered anyways. The person won that I didn't want to win, but hey, if there's any possibility, like, yeah, obviously. I mean, look, if he somehow proves me wrong, if he somehow proves some way, shape, or form, Trump can prove me wrong, and that he's not bad for business, then maybe I can start. Then maybe I can. I don't know. Hopefully Trump proves me wrong, and I don't have to come on here at some point and tell you guys, hey, I told you so. I told you he was bad for business, but you guys wouldn't believe me. American May got the win. At the end of the match, can't remember what exactly. I think Rey Mysterio was going for a 619. Chad with the referee, occupied with the Creeds. Chad Gable took Rey's mask and switched to her and messed with it. Oh, that. Blah, blah, blah. Messing up my words today. This never happens. Chad Gable messed with Mysterio's mask, which then forced Rey Mysterio to be blind for a few seconds. This allowed, I think it was either Julius or Brutus, whichever Creed brother got the pinfall. They were able to get a sneaky pin for the 1, 2, 3, and that's Oh, I've seen a fake JD come in the chat, but that's not, obviously that wasn't the real JD. I've seen a fake JD come in the chat, but that's about it. Then again, you wouldn't come on to a live stream from someone like me. Like, geez, I've only got like 500 something, 546 subscribers. Although I have over 400 videos, which is weird for someone like that. Obviously, if some of you guys would like to check out some of my more recent videos from the past couple of days, feel free to do that. Uploaded 7 videos, little short videos on Thursday, Thanksgiving. So if you guys want to check those out, feel free to do so. I could use all the views I could get on my shorts videos. And I would love for some of my shorts to start getting over 1,000 views now. Because I've now got 4 shorts that are over 1,000 views. I need more of those. So any help would be so appreciative. After this match, we got Judgment Day backstage. Finn Balor is not happy. Finn Balor is still not exactly happy with the recent non-success of the Judgment Day as of late. Get out of here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm supposed to be I'm supposed to be, yeah, and yet you're in here. And yet you're in here like a stalker, stalking my channel with various multiple troll accounts. Yeah. Nice try, but you're not getting your point across. Because your point is moot. Your point is moot. Judgment Day backstage, Finn Balor is not happy with the recent lack of success in the Judgment Day. Last week, Dominic Mysterio and Carlito failed to win against the War Machine. I can't remember if it was the War Raiders or War Machine. I can't remember which one they're going as, what they're going as right now. I can't remember the name that they're going by. I guess he decided to just delete him. He still has his channel, but I guess he just decided to just delete his videos. I don't know why, but it is what it is. But Finn Balor was supposedly happy with the Judgment Day getting at least softening up with them. Oh, it's the War Raiders. The War Raiders, okay. I know in NXT they were the War Machine, which I can't remember. I think they were at least the War Machine in the New Day, in NXT. And then they basically declared that they were going to win against the War Raiders tonight, and that Judgment Day were going to continue being one big happy family. So yeah, I wonder how long it's going to take before the Judgment Day start to think about axing you from the group, Finn, because it does not look like Finn's happy right now. And also, Finn is still very much obsessed with the fact that Damian Priest is now back in contention for the World Heavyweight Championship, and Dominic Mysterio wasn't able to take care of business like he was supposed to. Like he was supposed to take Damian Priest out of contention for the World Heavyweight Championship and take him out of contention for the World Heavyweight Championship. That was never going to happen anyways. Like, as much as Finn Balor hates Damian Priest and as much as Finn Balor wants Dominic Mysterio to get rid of the Damian Priest problem, that was never going to happen. Damian Priest was always going to win that match. no matter what the situation was. Hey, thanks, Jeffrey. I appreciate it. Thanks for the like. Can we get this to 10 likes, people? And can at some point we get 10 people in here? I would love to get 10 people in here at some point. Nate! Nate, don't do that. He's just because he's not a mod on my channel doesn't just because he's not a mod doesn't automatically make him bad. Not every person that comes into this live stream is a troll. Not every single person that isn't already a mod on my channel that comes in here is a troll. That's a troll. Get rid of him. Now that's a troll. So get rid of him. And it's the same person. Like, he's coming up with new names for troll channels, which I'm like, yeah. And I know it's you because the words you're using and the way you're saying those words, very familiar. Again, Nate. Like, this guy is relentless. He will not let me. He does not want me to go. He probably wants me to finish up this live stream right now and stop going live altogether because apparently nobody likes me. Yeah. Apparently 546 people like me because I have 546 subscribers. And before you say anything else, no, I do not pay for subscribers. So why don't you just shut your mouth and get the hell out of my live stream because you are not welcome. Nate, where are you and why didn't you time out this stupid person? Nobody likes you, Moxley. Now get the hell out of here before. Get the hell out of here. Don't know why you even still have a channel. Don't know why you even still have a channel. Why it hasn't been banned yet by YouTube, I'll never know. Maybe he has protection. Maybe he's in YouTube Witness Protection program or something that magically prevents him from getting banned from YouTube. What are you watching, Austin? And sorry for the rant, I just felt like the trolls were starting to come in a little more. Like, more trolls were starting to come in at a rapid pace, so I had to get that off my chest. That's like the second time I've had to get something like that off my chest because it just won't stop. The trolls won't stop, and I know it's the same person every single fucking time. Sorry for my language, but geez, when you've got this many troll accounts, when you've got someone that just won't give up and just won't stop bugging you and stalking you, and yet he calls me out for doing the same thing, yet I'm no longer doing it, and yet he is still doing it. Like, yeah, talk about a hypocrite. Okay, getting back to the show, we got Bron Breakker versus Ludwig Kaiser. This match lasted about 9 minutes, 30 seconds. It was a great match. Ended in a DQ finish when Sheamus came out to attack Ludwig, which I'm guessing was sort of payback for last week when Ludwig interrupted Sheamus' match with Bron Breakker for the Intercontinental title, which was never ever going to have a conclusive finish anyways. This then led to Adam Pearce yelling into his microphone saying, enough, I'm tired of all this. You guys want a triple threat match? You guys all want to fight? Okay, I'll let you fight at Survivor Series, Intercontinental Championship, triple threat match. That should be a good match. Will it steal the show? Maybe, but it should be a good match. Obviously, as far as who I think wins, Bron Breakker obviously wins, pinning Ludwig Kaiser, but Ludwig should still look good in this match. They should still make Ludwig look good in this match, even though he is the one to take the pin. 7 people. I like it. Can we get maybe 7 likes from those 7 people? Who knows? And I'm sure at least 2 of those people are already in here and have already liked, but that's okay. I appreciate it. We got Sami Zayn backstage. He's with the OG bloodline, or at least Solo, or at least Jimmy and Jay of the new bloodline, the OG bloodline. They are a little bit shocked as to the involvement of CM Punk in War Games, on their team in War Games, and they are a little unsure of how to think about it, and they're hoping that they can trust him. Obviously, we don't know what his. Obviously, after last night's SmackDown, we now know that there's a favor that CM Punk is asking Paul Heyman for following War Games. What that is, we don't know. We may get the answer to that tonight, or we may get the answer after War Games, like Paul Heyman said. Let's wait until after Survivor Series, let's wait until after War Games, and then we can worry about the favor that CM Punk wants. Then we get Judgment Day versus the War Raiders. This is for the World Tag Team Championships. The second defense, though, in, let's say, 150 plus days. This was their second defense, and they successfully defended. Nate, what are you doing? Where are you? I'm having to block all these trolls myself, and I don't mind doing it, but I would rather you do it. Yeah, Nick comes in here and then all of a sudden just leaves, leaving all the trolls to just run rampant in the stream for me to handle them. This match went about 10 minutes, as obvious as it can be. The Judgment Day won the match. Obviously, the interference from the rest of the members, and they were able to win the match. Good for them. The World Tag Team titles don't mean anything right now because the Judgment Day are basically holding them hostage. I mean, look, if there was a way for the Judgment Day to basically run Raw without the tag team titles, then give me a way that could happen. Because I think if the Judgment Day lose the tag team titles, I don't know what they'll do, what the Judgment Day does. Then we get Xavier Woods. After commercial break, we get Xavier Woods. They're backstage. They are getting ready for their match against Alpha Academy. Xavier Woods apologizes to Kofi Kingston over his, I guess, frustrations, because of his frustrations the last couple of weeks. Kofi obviously accepts the apology. He knows that Xavier Woods is frustrated with their lack of success as of late, both either in singles matches or in tag team matches, and they just want to get back on track. And the best way to do that is to take out Alpha Academy. Then we get the New Day versus Alpha Academy, and this match was very brief. I can't watch Raw. Obviously, I can't watch Raw. I can't watch SmackDown. So when I eventually was able to watch this match on YouTube via the YouTube channel that I've plugged a couple times on my live streams, WWE matches, I timed the match just to make sure, just to see how short it was, and it was 15 seconds. Match lasted 15 seconds. It was a squash match. New Alpha Academy win after Xavier Woods. Now, Kofi Kingston started the match. Then Xavier Woods decides to tag himself in. They start bickering a little bit because, Kofi thought he was going to start the match. But then Xavier's like, no, I'm starting the match. Well, if you're starting the match, then why did you let and me start the match officially, and then you tagged yourself in. This led to Otis basically taking both of them down. Then Otis goes to hit a caterpillar on Kofi Kingston. I dare you to I dare you to go one day without stalking my channel. Trust me, that won't happen. Trust me, you'll keep doing it. That's a dare you're gonna lose pretty quickly. Oh, okay, that's cool. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Dynamite was pretty good this week. Maybe not like great, but it was good. After the match, yes, Otis then goes to hit the caterpillar on Xavier Woods. This then leads to Otis, I think, performing like an back elbow to Kofi Kingston, which then leads to Akira Tozawa getting the tag, hitting a senton from the top rope onto Kofi Kingston. This leads to the pinfall, 1, 2, 3. New Day lose, and then what happens next is basically just pure cinema. Like, then after the match, we go backstage with the New Day, and they get into a heated back and forth with each member, with each guy getting in their own shots. Like, Kofi Kingston basically told Xavier Woods, you fumbled. You fumbled the Intercontinental title shot that I gave you, and you fumbled the King of the Ring. When you was King of the Ring, you fumbled that to Roman Reigns, of all people, and you fumbled the Intercontinental title shot that I gave you. Also, he basically made it clear that the reason why him and Biggie never let Xavier Woods make decisions, never let him like call plays like a QB does, is that he's reckless, and that Xavier's reckless and takes too many risks and mistakes, does too many mistakes, makes too many mistakes. But then Xavier Woods comes right back and says, "Oh, well, I remember there was a time when you were too afraid to make reckless decisions. Where you were a time when you was too afraid to take a risk, and I had to step up for you." And he basically claimed that he was the reason for Kofi Mania, and that he was the reason that Kofi Mania became a success. Kofi Mania was a success. And also, Xavier Woods, and I love this part of this back and forth promo. He said, "Oh, you want to talk about me fumbling the crown and fumbling the Intercontinental title shot that you gave me? How about you fumbling the WWE Championship in 6 seconds to Brock Lesnar?" I was like, oh, that's going to sting. That's going to leave a mark, because if there's one thing Kofi Kingston does not want to have anybody bring up, it's the 6-second squash to Brock Lesnar, the season premiere of Friday Night SmackDown on Fox, the very first Friday Night SmackDown on Fox episode, the infamous 6-second squash. Brock Lesnar beat Kofi Kingston in 6 minutes, 6 seconds. As soon as the match was announced, I'm like, Brock's winning for sure, but I at least thought they were going to get a competitive match. What I didn't know was that they were going to make it a 6-second squash. And that basically deflated Kofi's entire reign, made it pointless. That was the best part of the segment, of this back and forth segment. Obviously, next week, we're getting this upcoming Monday Night Raw post Survivor Series, we're getting the 10-year anniversary of the New Day celebration. It all ends. It all ends next week. The New Day, after next week, the New Day is done. There's no saving it. Big E is going to be there, as I would expect him to be, since he is an integral part of this, whether he's involved or not. But it's all over after next week. Then we get Adam Pearce. We got Adam Pearce. He unveils a new title for the women, a women's intercontinental championship, and he made it clear that there will be a tournament to set up to determine a new champion. When that tournament starts, we don't know, but it's exciting for the women. I actually thought that the SmackDown, the new US title for the women, would be used across both brands, but apparently that is not the case. Then we get the main event match, which was Bianca Belair and Nia Jax for the women's advantage in War Games. Obviously, Bianca wins the match after Bayley runs interference on Nia Jax. Basically, Bianca wins with a 450 splash, which is not her normal way to finish matches. Usually she uses the KOD, but I'm guessing in this particular match, she figured probably am not going to be able to get the win that way, so just go for the 450 splash and win the match that way, which it ended up happening. So the baby faces do get the advantage in War Games. I do expect the heels to win: Nia Jax, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Candice LeRae and Tiffany Stratton. So that's that. Raw was a good show this week. If I had to rate it, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Now, NXT. NXT was this week. It was also a good show. We got some good matches, even some 2 title matches, women's North American title and the NXT North American title and the men's North American title. The opening of the show showed a video package of last week's Ridge Holland versus Andre Chase match. Obviously, Ridge Holland won the match, which means that Chase University is now officially disbanded. Not like last time when it was supposedly going away, but then JC Jane stepped in and saved the day. But hey, it is what it is. Was I a big fan of Chase U? Not exactly, but hey, it is what it is. The first match of the night was Ethan Page versus Axiom. This was a Iron Survivor qualifying match. See if anybody new came into the live stream. Oh, it says I got a 4th like. Thank you to whoever got that 4th like. Oh, shut up, Mox. Shut up. You just shut up for once? Yeah. Hey, Hey, Danny. Mox is at it again. Mox is at it again. And this time, he's got some new troll accounts to torture me with. In fact, they're not really torturing me at all. They're just like, whatever. You're out of here. We got Ethan Page versus Axiom. This match lasted pretty long. Not gonna lie, this match lasted 15 minutes. This match lasted 15 minutes. It was an Iron Survivor qualifier. Didn't know who was gonna win, but I knew Axiom had been in the very first men's Iron Survivor match, so I figured probably won't book him in the match a second time. So that's what happened. Ethan Page won the match. Will he win? No. My guess it would be, my early prediction for Deadline as far as the men's Iron Survivor match would be Javon Evans or Wesley. Because next week we're going to be getting a fatal 4-way match between all of the men who lost their Iron Survivor qualifying matches, and the person that wins will get the last spot. Same thing with the ladies. All the losers of their respective qualifying matches will be able to get a second chance to qualify. This match when Ethan Page won. Congrats to him. We then got a video package for Andre Chase. He was in, I guess, JCU room, getting everything sorted and situated. Losing. Huh? Jeffrey, what exactly are you trying to tell me? Because I mean, you said something and then you like retracted the message almost instantly. I'm just wondering what you're trying to say. Then we got backstage. After this, we got backstage. Adriana was after the Ethan Page, Axiom Maslow, Ethan Page, and Nathan Frazier got into some words into war word. Rob Baby is going live right now. Oh, okay. I don't know who that is exactly, but maybe I'll check him out. Maybe if you want to, you can send me the link to his live stream via my community tab, because I got my most recent community post today, which I did today, was about how I was going to go live early today, earlier than normal. So if you want to comment and leave the link to his live stream via that, I will check it out as soon as this live stream is over. Then after this, Andre Chase Beer Package, we got backstage, Adriana Rizzo, Tony D. Oh, okay, well, okay, I guess that's just as good. Adriana Rizzo is a little bit unsure of the condition of Tony D's leg after last week when Brooks Jensen and John Spears attacked it after Brooks' match with Tony D. So, also the NXT Tag Team division again got into a huge brawl this week. Ava has lit a fire under the NXT Tag Team division, like, show me you won a shot at the tag team titles. And so now officially, as of this week, we now got confirmation that next week we'll get a tag team battle royal. Oh, okay. Well, okay, I appreciate that's okay. Didn't know that, so maybe I'll be on the watch. Also, until next week, where it's about to get a tag team battle royal, the winner will face the tag team champions, coincidentally, at Deadline, which will be the same pay-per-view in which Nathan Frazier is supposed to take place in the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge. Like, that's going to be interesting. It won't be the first time. Won't be the first time, though, that a tag team has had to work two matches. A pair of tag team champions have had to work twice on the same show. I've seen it happen before. Like when the tag team had to defend their tag team titles on the show, or just even had to wrestle, and then they had to wrestle, and then one of the two had to wrestle like a singles match. But it should be interesting to see. Then we get Lola Vice versus Ren Sinclair. Lola Vice wants a crack at Jada Parker again. Wants to get back at Jada Parker for what happened at Survivor Series at the ECW show when Jada Parker hit Lola in the head with a brick, which essentially was the end to their hardcore match, with Jada getting the win. She took on Ren Sinclair this week. This match lasted only 4 minutes. Both of them looked okay, but Lola Vice was obviously going to win this match, and she did. Then we got backstage. We got the tag teams brawling. We got the announcement by Ava that the people who had lost their qualifying matches, both in the men's and women's Iron Survivors qualifiers, would get a second chance next week to qualify for the final position in the men's and women's Iron Survivor matches. Eddie Thorpe apparently was not happy. Don't know what he is expecting here, but then he put his hands on the general manager, and then at one point, as the tag teams were brawling, she got bumped, and then hit the door to her office, and so that was like, I was like, oops, that's not good. And Eddie Thorpe's not gonna, and I'm sure Shawn Michaels ain't gonna be happy with Eddie Thorpe putting his hands on the general manager of NXT, which apparently he wasn't. Apparently he wasn't happy. Then we get Tony D'Angelo and Shawn Spears. They have a match for the NXT North American title. This match lasted about 10 minutes. Shawn Spears worked on the injured leg, as much as he could in the match. But eventually it didn't matter. Tony D won the match, and that's all that it is. That's all it was. Good match, but Tony D was not losing the title on a random episode of NXT. Then we get Charlie Dempsey backstage. He was trying to find Ren Sinclair. He did, and he let Ren know that you have a second chance to qualify for the Women's Iron Survivor match. Don't know who's going to win the last chance match for the women. Maybe it's Cora Jade, maybe it's Jada Parker. I don't know. Maybe Lola Vice keeps at least Jada Parker from getting into the match. Maybe Cora Jade gets in Women's Iron Survivor match just to make sure that nobody else, and maybe tries to win it just so she can make sure that nobody else gets a shot at the women's title. Then we get Julia versus Kelani Jordan. This is a Women's Iron Survivor qualifier. Last week, Kelani Jordan asked for this match. We got it. Now, this match went about 12 minutes. It was a very good PLE match. Very good match, almost PLE quality. Went about 12 minutes, and Julia won the match, which I thought was going to happen. Kelani Jordan was also in the second Women's Iron Survivor match and was pretty decent in that match. But obviously, like I said with Axiom, they probably weren't going to have her be in it 2 years in a row, so they decided to let Julia win. And as far as who wins the Women's Iron Survivor match, that match is stacked already. You got Sol Ruka, Stephanie Becker, now Julia, and then Zarya. Any one of those women could win a Women's Iron Survivor match. This may be the most unpredictable one of the three that we've gotten so far, because we don't know who's going to win this one. Any one of those women deserve a shot at the title at NXT New Year's Evil, which I don't know if it's going to be a PLE this year or whether they're going to keep it as a special episode of NXT like they've been doing. We also got Trick Williams and Ridge Holland segments. This was surprising because Ridge Holland were going back and forth on the mic, and then all of a sudden, for no reason, I didn't even know why he was showing up, but apparently Eric Bischoff showed up on the Titantron. He started talking to Ridge and Trick, and that he had that he had something special to announce next week on NXT. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what's happening here. But then, almost immediately after that, when we get back from commercial break, one of the NXT commentators, I think it was Vic Joseph, made an announcement that Sean Waltman, aka X-Pac, is supposed to make an appearance next week on the same episode of NXT. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Something special is going on next week, and I'm excited to see what Eric Bischoff has to say. He's a pretty influential guy in wrestling. Yeah, the failed leader of WCW. WCW failed. WWE won. Main event was Tatum Paxley versus Fallon Henley for the NXT Women's North American title. Match lasted just over 10 minutes. Fallon won again via interference from the Fatal Attraction. Knew that was going to happen from a mile away. And then we get, after the match, though, the three women in Fatal Attraction started attacking Tatum Paxley. Then, all of a sudden, someone's music hits, and Gigi Dolan is back. Gigi Dolan, if I'm not mistaken, she's dating Darby Allin. AEW superstar Darby Allin. I'm surprised. If that is her, if she is dating Darby Allin, that's pretty neat. But yeah, Gigi Dolan's back apparently, and I'm guessing this is gonna lead to a match between Gigi and Fallon. which I don't know if she's going to win the title from Fallon, but it could happen. Could happen. But this was a good episode of NXT. If I had to rate NXT this week, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10, just because of the matches we got were pretty good, except for the sort of squash match between Lola and Ren. But AEW Dynamite this week. AEW Dynamite this week. Some of the matches that dominated this episode were. This episode of Dynamite was mainly dominated by the Continental Classic. The Continental Classic is now officially underway again. The second annual Continental Classic, to determine who will be either be the new Continental Champion or who will remain as champion. Because Kazuchika Okada is the current champion, and whoever wins this tournament becomes the Continental Champion. Whether Kazuchika Okada can successfully defend his title, I don't know, but we had 3 matches this week. The opener was Shelton Benjamin versus Mark Briscoe. Before that, though, her syndicate came up to cut a promo. A very good promo, though. And then the match was Shelton Benjamin and Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe won. It was just over 9 minutes. It was obviously the result that I knew was going to happen. So Benjamin is going to definitely have a field day with this Continental Classic. He'll definitely be one of the stars of this Continental Classic tournament. Then we get Swerve and the Acclaim. Swerve was backstage. He was being interviewed about his match of Full Gear against Bobby Lashley, talking about his future in AEW. Then the Acclaim show up. I don't know what their deal was, but should be interesting to see. Then we get another Continental Classic match. This match went about 10 minutes. Claudio Castagnoli versus Ricochet. The only problem with this match was there was a moment when this match was pretty good. The only point in the match that I didn't like was when Ricochet went for a dive through the ropes, but it looked super slow, and it didn't, like, most of the time when something like that happens, on the person that's taking the dive through the ropes goes down almost immediately. That didn't happen. Claudio just stumbled for a few seconds and then fell down to the floor. So it was like a little sloppy right there. But then also Ricochet wasn't nearly as fast performing that move as he usually is. Other than that, it was a pretty decent match. We also got a segment involving TBS Women's Champion Mercedes Moné and Camille. Apparently, Mercedes wasn't too happy about Camille's recent failures to really keep her opponents. Camille has not been used properly since her debut. Ever since her debut, which was handled pretty good, her performances since then have just been lackluster. Nate, I don't know where you are, but I'm timing out all the trolls, since you're apparently not here to do that. But yeah, I'm guessing Mercedes was about to fire Camille as her personal bodyguard, but then I guess Camille already knew what was going to happen, so she's like, no, you can't fire me because I quit. Obviously, Mercedes was like, okay, that was not supposed to happen. How did that happen? Why did that happen? That wasn't supposed to happen. She started screaming like, no. Now who's going to protect her? Now who's she going to have to protect her? Nobody, because nobody likes you anymore. Nobody really likes you, Mercedes. Then we get Chris Jericho versus Tomohiro Ishii for the Ring of Honor World title. 7 minutes. Yeah, that's 7 minutes I want back, because this match sucked. Chris Jericho, I have no idea why Chris Jericho has suddenly become the worst wrestler in the world after at one point being one of the best. He has quickly become the type of guy that you wish you didn't have to see each and every week on AW television, but here you are. You're seeing him. You're seeing him in matches. You're seeing him in segments that nobody cares about. And yet AEW is doing just fine. AEW is doing great. Yeah, matches like this are the reason why AEW sucks right now. Literally. We also get, and obviously Chris Jericho won. Obviously, via help with the learning tree, Big Bill and Brian Keith. I mean, who gives a fuck? Sorry, but I had to say it. Who cares? Nobody cares about this match. Nobody cares about Chris Jericho. Nobody cares about Tomohiro Ishii. Keep them off AEW television, at least for the foreseeable future. We don't need, and we don't even need Ring of Honor titles being defended on AEW television. Save that for Ring of Honor. But no. That's not how Tony Khan works. Tony Khan is not that type of person, okay? Yeah. There's a reason why we haven't seen, there has to be a reason why we haven't seen Athena show her face not once on AW television as Ring of Honor Women's Champion. How is it that we get the Ring of Honor World title on television, but we haven't seen one aspect of the women's title on I'm gonna wear myself out. We got Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly. They went back and forth. Adam Cole came out to talk about MJF. Kyle O'Reilly comes out. He's not exactly happy at the moment because he feels like Roderick Strong losing last week, losing at Full Gear, was because of Adam Cole's obsession with MJF. And he doesn't know why Adam Cole seems to be dragging his friends into his feud with MJF. And I wouldn't even be a bit surprised if Adam Cole didn't want their help. I'm guessing they just decided that they were going to help him out in this feud, but I don't know. Then MJF comes in to interrupt proceedings, but he didn't come in. But he wasn't at the arena. He was on the Titantron, and he announced the Dynamite Battle Royal. Obviously, the Dynamite Diamond Ring, the Battle Royal to determine who will challenge MJF for the Dynamite Diamond Ring. That's, I'm guessing, next week, and they will be a part of that. And apparently he announced Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly will be a part of that match. Great. I wonder who's going to win it. Then we get Jamie Hayter versus Queen Aminata. This is a qualifying match for the Women's International Cup or something that's happening at Wrestle Dynasty in New Japan Pro Wrestling at the next month, like next year, early next year. There's going to be like something at Wrestle Dynasty, and there's supposed to be like this, I guess, International Women's Cup or something. And this, I guess, was a qualifying match. Jamie Hayter wins. We apparently got Julia Hart, and Julia Hart is back, or at the very least coming back. We don't know when she's coming back, but I'm excited to see her come back because I actually like Jamie. I actually like Julia Hart. It should be when she comes back, it should be good. So we'll see what happens there. If this is leading to a feud between the two, I'd be interested in seeing how the feud plays out. Who knows? Then we get Mariah May. Mina is being interviewed, and Mariah May just decides to attack her. And this is, I'm guessing, going to lead to a match between the two of them. And I don't know who's going to win that match. If it's for the AEW Women's title, I could see Mariah May winning. I could see Mina winning. I have no idea. But hey, it is what it is. Should be good. Should be a good feud between the two of them. And then the main event, also we got Hangman on Page. He's out there talking. He wants to. He is addressing the actions that he did at the end of AEW Full Gear when he took out Orange Cassidy and seemingly let Chris Jericho sign the contract. He wanted Christian Cage to cash in his title opportunity on a John Moxley. I wonder if this was like an agreement thing, like you do this for me, like you do this for me, and then I get like a title shot. Hey, Latin 50. Hey, thanks for showing up. Thanks for hitting that like button. If we can get this up to 10 likes, I would really appreciate it. Also, if you guys are capable of taking my live stream and sharing it out on your channels, feel free to do so. Never required, but I always appreciate the support. And I am doing just fine, Latin 50. Thank you. But one thing I have been dealing with a little bit today is trolls. They've been coming in pretty numerous. But I've been timing each and every one of them out and blocking each and every one of them. So, hey, it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't care too much about it. I don't worry about it. I just block them and that's it. Then the main event of the show. We got another Continental Classic. First round match, Darby Allin versus Brody King. This match went about 11 minutes. And Darby Allin, Brody King won the match. Is what it is. Good episode of Dynamite, but not great. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 because it was okay. It was only okay. Wasn't special or anything. Then we go to Friday Night SmackDown. Friday Night SmackDown was a good show tonight. Don't know. Ace the Beast, I have no idea if you're the same Ace the Beast that's on Dino Man's channel, but I hope that you actually are. Actually, no. You know what? I'm just gonna unhide you. Oh, thank goodness. No, it's not locked. Orientation is not locked, okay? I'm not gonna user in timeout for 30 minutes. I'm not fixing it. I'm not fixing my live stream. It's already perfect just the way it is. And excuse me for a second while I just get rid of some notifications that I don't need. Okay, SmackDown. It started out with all of the women's participants in War Games. That includes Bayley, I guess the new member of the babyface team. Bayley, she was out there. They were out there. They had some things to say to their War Games opponents, being the heels. That includes Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. The heels came out, they talked their trash. The babyfaces, they talked their trash. All led to a big brawl between all of the participants. It is what it is. Good segments. back and forth was maybe kind of wishy-washy, kind of on the mic. But Nia made some pretty good points, as in, like, does Bianca suddenly have a brain fart? Like, how is she suddenly trusting Bayley? How is she suddenly teaming up with Bianca after all the things that, after Io Sky, after all the things they did to her as far as damage control? And how is Bayley teaming up with Io, considering Io stabbed Bayley in the back? Like, it's actually pretty decent logic, although it could have been delivered a little bit better, but the logic is clearly there. Then we go backstage to the Bloodline 2.0. Nick Aldis is backstage. AG does not want the Bloodline 2.0 to get involved in the main event match tonight, which was to be Jacob Fatu versus Jey Uso for the War Games, for the advantage for the men's War Games match, which will main event the show. As far as who I think will win the men's War Games match, I think it is Shinsuke. I think it is the OG Bloodline, but this will not end the feud. It won't end the feud. It will only drive it further forward. So we also got LA Knight. Then we get LA Knight. Nick Aldis basically made it clear that he doesn't want the new Bloodline getting involved, so he banned the Bloodline 2.0 from ringside. Also, he did the same for the OG Bloodline going into, as they were heading out, as Jey Uso was getting ready to go out for his match. So that was actually kind of nice that we actually got a one-on-one match between the two with no interference, and Jacob Fatu we'll get there. After this, we got LA Knight. After this, we went to a commercial break, and then we went backstage. Then afterwards, we were backstage with LA Knight. LA Knight had some words for Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura tonight had a match against Andrade El Idolo, which went just over 12 minutes, which was surprising. It was a surprisingly really good match. Really good match that Shinsuke Nakamura was able to win. And after the match, LA Knight tried to get some sort of revenge on Shinsuke Nakamura for all of the repeated attacks of late, but Shinsuke Nakamura was ready, like almost immediately blasted LA Knight in the face with black poison mist. That was brilliant. I thought he anticipated LA Knight coming out there immediately and just immediately capitalized. So it is what it is. That was really, as far as who I think is going to win this match, they have a match tonight at Survivor Series for the U.S. title. As much as I would love to see Shinsuke win, and as much as I think Shinsuke Nakamura would have to win via nefarious means just to even get the win, because I feel like there's no way Shinsuke wins this match clean if he does. And as much as I would love to see Shinsuke win, I feel like they're just going to have LA Knight win again, and then just feed Shinsuke Nakamura to another babyface. Hey, Nakamura, we're going to give you a somewhat of a good push, and then we're immediately going to have you lose to the person you're feuding with because we don't care anymore. And that's the sad thing, is that Shinsuke Nakamura, this look for him could be what gets him over. And WWE might not even capitalize on this by giving him a run with the U.S. title, which I think he could actually use, because I don't think Shinsuke Nakamura will ever win a world title in WWE. But that's not his fault. It's not his fault. WWE's fault. We also got, after this, though, we got Kevin Owens in a promo, or I guess a video package of sorts, where he details all of the many reasons why he's right and Cody's wrong. He showed clips from when SmackDown was in the Thunderdome and when Roman Reigns was still running the show. and running right through KO. And it was pretty decent. It was really good. As much as we as much as we don't like Kevin Owens right now, and as much as we hate Kevin Owens for what he did to Cody Rhodes, we gotta be thinking to ourselves, KO is right. As much as he is the heel. He's the heel. He's still the heel, yet he is right. Cody Rhodes is the babyface and will still be the babyface going into their match, and will situate in this in KO's reasoning. He is right, but he's not the babyface. He isn't. Yes, he has every right to be upset over with Cody Rhodes for teaming up with Roman Reigns at Bad Blood because of all the stuff that Roman did to him and the rest of the WWE roster in his time as the tribal chief, but it's not like it justifies what you did. It doesn't justify what you did, but you are right. Also, then after this, we also got Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano backstage. They're slowly turning Tommaso Ciampa back into his NXT heel persona, which I think is still the very best Tommaso Ciampa that I've ever seen. In what I've seen of Tommaso Ciampa so far, I feel like his heel run in WWE NXT 2017 into 2018 was really the best Tommaso Ciampa I think we've gotten. Then, because Tommaso Ciampa is not happy about losing the tag team titles and is constantly wanting to get another shot at titles, but every single time they come up short. Whether it's to Motor City Machine Guns, the Bloodline, whichever person has the tag team titles, they just have not been able to get those titles back. And obviously, Tommaso Ciampa wants those titles back, and he feels like Johnny Gargano is just too friendly with the tag team champions right now, mainly because Alex Shelley just happens to be a mentor, just so happens that he was a mentor of Johnny Gargano's for many years, and he's friends with the titles and champions, and Tommaso Ciampa's like, you're my friend. You're not supposed to be friends with the mostly Machine Guns because they have our titles. So we're supposed to be champions, and we're not. And he's giving Johnny Gargano 1 week to get his act together. And if he doesn't, then they're going to start doing things Tommaso Ciampa's way. And I'm afraid for what that means. But all in all, this is leading to another DIY split, which I think might be actually needed more, because I feel like Johnny Gargano can obviously play up that Bryan Danielson-esque babyface pretty well. Then we get a triple threat match, U.S. Women's Title Tournament. Now, Jade Cargill was supposed to be in this match against Piper Niven and Michin, but obviously Jade got injured, so in comes Lash Legend of Metaphor. This was another good match for her, although she didn't win. Michin picked up the win, which I knew was going to be the obvious choice. This was about 11 minutes, and it was a good match. It was about 10 minutes, 30 seconds, but it was a good match. Then we get Roman Reigns and CM Punk backstage in a segment. This was great. Roman Reigns was playing up his sort of OG tribal chief persona, where he was like, I don't like you. I don't want you here. I don't need you here. Why are you here? Why are you getting in my business? Like, you shouldn't be here. You're not supposed to. You can't just be coming in here and getting in my business like this. Well, CM Punk made it perfectly clear last week, and then he doubled down at least 2 or 3 times this week. Like, dude, I'm not here for you. I'm here for Paul Heyman, because me and Paul Heyman have a history together where at one point Paul Heyman was my manager alongside other guys at that time, like Curtis Axel and Brock Lesnar. So he was a Paul Heyman guy at one point. So that's the reason why he's here. That's the reason why he's helping out the Bloodline OG. Bloodline was because Paul Heyman asked him to do it as a favor. Apparently, CM Punk has a favor as well, and we don't know what that favor is, but we will probably realize what the favor is either tonight or somewhere in the near future, in the upcoming weeks. Then we get Carmelo Hayes in a match against Cody Rhodes. This match lasted just over 13 minutes. It was a very good match, much better than their first match, which was on the night of the first round draft, which was the night one of the draft when Carmelo Hayes was drafted in the first round. That match was not very good. It started out good, but then the botch at the end sort of soured me on the match itself. But this match was much better, and it showed that Carmelo Hayes is definitely a future star in WWE. Obviously, Cody Rhodes won the match, which is, when you're going up against Cody Rhodes right now, you're almost always going to take the loss, no matter how talented you are. As much talent as Cody Hayes is, he was always going to lose this match. And then the main event is Jacob Fatu goes against Jey Uso. This is for the War Games advantage for the men. It's War Games match. Jacob Fatu wins the match in just under 14 minutes. The matches last night lasted pretty decent amount of time. This match lasted just over 13 minutes. Also, and Jacob won the match eventually. No outside interference, which I thought was the best thing. And it actually showed that Jacob Fatu could actually be a singles wrestler on his own, just like Jey Uso. But yes, the heels have the War Games advantage now going into the men's War Games match. I do expect the baby faces, the OG Bloodlines, with CM Punk to get the win. What happens after the match, I don't know. But it's obviously not ending this feud between the Bloodlines yet. And that was Friday Night SmackDown. If I had to rate Friday Night SmackDown, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Pretty good, a really good show. Not the best show, but it was pretty good. Really good and really decent. Well, guys, that's it. That's it for this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. And make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. Thank you for the 5 likes. I thank you guys for the 5 likes. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace. Bye, guys.